you're in for a treat. He won't be here, he'll be there. But before he gets there, let me give him a full introduction. Grammy-nominated composer Michael Hoppe's music has been featured in The Sopranos, The Oprah Winfrey Show, Michael Moore's documentary Sicko, and a film starring Gene Hackman, as well as a multi-award winning short which reached the Oscar nomination shortlist. His music is extensively used by such renowned authors and teachers as the celebrated environmentalist Jane Goodall and Julia Cameron of the Artist's Way. Hoppe's music has been recorded by a variety of singers and instrumentalists, including Vangelis, the Prague Symphony, Eliza Gilkison, any Texans in here? Pedro Cartas, any Mexicans in here? David Mendoza, right here, and others. His endeavors in the music industry have brought him several gold and platinum records, one of which was voted Best Album and featured as a pick in Oprah magazine. Another won the Visionary Award, and his Grammy Award-nominated CD was featured in Clint Eastwood's Flags of Our Fathers documentary. One of these was also voted as one of the 30 greatest New Age albums of all time. Hoppe has an exceptionally melodic talent and a distinctively evocative style that have been influenced by both classical and pop music. Previously, he was senior executive at Polygram Records, responsible for signing such diverse talents as Vangelis, The Who, and ABBA. Please help me welcome Michael Hoppe to the Rotary piano for his presentation entitled The Accidental Composer.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much, Dagger. And he didn't really mean it as a compliment. For the first 4 years of my life, I didn't speak a word. And I think maybe my head was full of music one way or the other. And he said, so Michael, now you're a teenager and a young person, you still seem to be a dreamer. And I said, well, maybe I am. He said, well, I think you should go in the army. And you should shape up and be in the army. And somehow I passed the test to become an officer. So I went to Mons and Sandhurst, and I became an officer. And my father said, no, I think you're doing fine, Michael, you should stay there. And I said, right, okay, Dad. And he said, right, so go and apply to the brigadier and make sure that you can stay in the army. So I went to the army, I went to the brigadier, and I said, sir, he says, Michael, sit down, take your hat off. And I said, sir, I want to stay in the army because my father thinks I should. He said, Michael, you're a nice young man, you are, but in fact, I always see you by the piano. You are not by the tanks and whatever. And I said, sir, yes. He said, well, Michael, if I may, of course you can stay if you wish, but I think you should pursue a career in music. And quite frankly, that brigadier saved my life. So I left the army. My father was, of course, very dissatisfied about that. And I joined a Polygram. And one of the artists, I was with them for about 15 years. One of the artists that I signed was Vangelis. And actually, yes, Andrew Lloyd Webber too. We had Cats. And Vangelis said, Michael, if you've got the courage, I somehow get it. You are pretty damn good at music as well as signing us. You have your own language as well. I said, V, do you think, I used to call him V. I said, V, do you think I really have to? He said, Michael, if you've got the courage, maybe you don't. You've got a nice job, maybe you won't. And, well, guess what? I was 39. I came back, and Monica and I were based in New York, and I came back and I said to Monica, I said, right, I tell you what, I'm leaving. Yeah, what? I'm going to be leaving Polygram, and after 15 years, and I'm going to do my own music. Now, I hadn't done anything. I mean, I fiddled about on the keyboard, I've been at the piano for years, of course, but had I done anything except one song, and that became for the Gene Hackman film Misunderstood, and I left because of that one song. It changed my life, quite frankly. So music is something I feel. I'm really I don't read music very well. All sorts of reasons why I shouldn't do it. But music is something I have felt all my life. And I feel it and I can hear it. Sometimes I can hear it in the air. This is what Elgar used to say. Music is in the air. And so when Monica and I moved here, I don't know, 10 years ago, I realized after a time that I had actually done nothing for Mexico. So no music from Mexico. And you know what? I love mariachi music, but anybody who knows my music, I don't do that type of thing. So I thought, well, okay, Mexico. Let me think about Mexico. And I put myself, and I could see this guitarist. He was by himself by a small fire under the stars above him, and he was just playing, noodling on his guitar. And you know, when I can get myself into a space, I can do something like this. I thought, yes, okay, guitar, soul Mexican by himself, sitting by the fire under the beautiful stars above him. And you know what? It's so beautiful about Mexican music is the harmonies. They're lovely and they're sweet. So you have. Okay, all right, yeah. Harmonies. Okay. So you have those harmonies in your head, okay? Those harmonies. So it's all about feeling, and I could see this guitarist then. And so gradually I realized, actually, I could contribute something to this world of music. Okay, my sight reading is terrible. I have all sorts of reasons, as I said, why I shouldn't be able to do this. But I feel it. And when I feel something, my goodness, I can do something sometimes. And sometimes I'm basically sort of inspired by an instrument and by somebody who can play the music. And I thought, gosh, I hear. So in my head, I can hear, in this case, a cello is one of my very favorite instruments, actually, by Martin Tillman, a wonderful cellist. And some of my favorite albums that I've done, and I've done about 35 of them, are with cello. I adore that instrument. So I was thinking, okay, cello, Michael, think cello. Martin playing cello. How will it sound, Michael? Get it, get it. I see. You like the octave change, right? You like the sound, the sonority of a cello in this particular range. Yes, got it, Michael. Okay, so this piece is called Renouncement. Very much with a cello in mind. Since it's been recorded and performed by the Prague Symphonies with a full orchestral piece, it's been used as music for Breakback Mountain, the whole lot. So this was originally inspired by the cello. I don't know where it comes from, but sometimes you can hear it, and you can hear it in the most sort of odd ways. And Monica and I go to Korea, to Seoul, often, and I perform there. And Korea and Japan were really irritated with each other, to put it mildly, about a tiny little island called Dokdo. Dokdo is about as big as a room. It's a bird sanctuary, and both countries were up in arms, and they absolutely said, "We own this island." And it was a really bad scene in the 90s. Little island, look it up, Dokdo, okay? So Monica and I had just come back from Korea, from Seoul, and I could see all this rioting going on over in Seoul about this story. And I thought, And then at the same time as I was going, I could hear some wind chimes playing in the garden. Ding dang, dong dang, ding dang, dong dang, ding dang. And I thought, that's so And there, you know, it was the Asian scale, it was called. And it was all these clattering, ding, dang, thrash, bash, bash, bash. And then I thought of the story about Docto, and I thought, and this is how this piece came. And you say, well, gosh, Michael, well, so it's done, right? Yes, it's Prayer for Docto. It's you can see it on YouTube and all the rest of it. But what happened to it was something, in a way, for me, more important. I used this theme as for my Agnus Dei in my Requiem. My Requiem for it's called Requiem for Peace and Reconciliation. And just as a quick sort of story about that, very, very briefly, I wrote this Requiem for my parents. And because I had found out only 7 years ago that my beloved father, the one who told me to join the army, actually was not my father. So I was reeling from this discovery, and I made this Requiem for Peace and Reconciliation, which you can hear the whole thing on YouTube and everywhere else. But for me, one of my favorite parts is this Agnus Dei, which started off because of the wind chimes and because of the story of Docto. So here it is, Agnus Dei. You're now going to see a video because Robin said, come on, Michael, show the video. Okay, so it's going to be a video of one of my most requested pieces. Again, it started because Monica and I were in Taos in New Mexico. I saw this beautiful mountain range behind that city, and I thought, look at that. Look at that. This is absolutely, again, music in still form. I can absolutely hear this massively beautiful landscape, which could apply to the Rockies or Alps or anywhere else. So it's called This Majestic Land. And it's I'm going to have it performed in August the 15th here in San Miguel when they're playing some music by somebody called Beethoven, and it's the Ninth Symphony, and they are going to perform this piece with a choir, and it's got some beautiful words by Lord Alfred Tennyson from his poem The Ulysses, and I'm just going to find my phone and I'm going to read out the words so you know what this is all about. Just hang on, guys, hang on. So, guys, these are the words by Tennyson, okay, to the song you're about to hear on a video. And these are the words. I can't, hang on. Here they are, from Ulysses. Though much is taken, much abides, and though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. So those beautiful words are going to go with this piece of music you're going to hear. It's going to be performed here for the first time on August the 15th, and you're going to hear the theme. Here it is, This Majestic Land. versions of this tune on YouTube, at least a dozen. And thank you very much for listening to this accidental composer. Okay. Great.
Well, Michael, what a privilege and a treat it's been to have you with us today. Wow, a big wow. Another round of applause for Michael.